Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. Mic check, mic check. Okay, so that sounds good. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. Mic check, mic check. Okay. Just making sure we're live here. Yes, we are. Hell yeah. Get right here real quick. All right. So this is the first time I've ever really showed this world uh, on my channel. I think we did a tutorial a like a month or two ago, back when Vibrant Visuals first came out. We did a tutorial on how to fix all that. But I really haven't showed you people the world itself, which this world is really quite impressive. There are some things in this world that are legitimate. Most things in this world are legitimate. Some things, however, are not very legitimate at all. I was screwing around with an editor one day. Yeah. It's all good though, all good. There's been a few things I've built in this world. You know, this is my main base. It's nowhere near done. I'm very bad about completing projects. I've always been bad about completing projects. I'm also cleaning up after myself. I'm also bad about that as well. Yeah, all this stuff right here. All this stuff was the things I used to build this house right here. Never decorated the inside of the house, but hey, it's pretty snazzy looking. Guess we're gonna go to always go to spawn. I'd rather use my train to get back over to spawn. But so yeah, this world also does have a train. I'm running a few modifications to this world. One of them being there's a train mod that you can install. And I went ahead and installed that and got a whole rail system underneath this entire world, which is pretty cool. I have a couple lighthouses in this world, mainly because this world is actually a compilation of worlds. Interestingly enough, so this main world right here, you see like the Temple of Time, my house right there, this lighthouse. And then the flight towers. I got these. I got them. Kind of ripped them from Breath of the Wild. But yeah, this world is actually a compilation of a few different worlds. My Nintendo Switch world and my Tinker's Construct world. So that's another mod I have enabled on this world is Tinker's Construct. Gotta take a walk over to the Temple of Time here. This is also the world that I had that I decided to build the Shadow Temple in this game. What is this? There's just a random anvil in the middle of nowhere. Just hanging out. My brother Todd, he built this one. He also built those two houses over there. I still need to find a way to cover that up. But I kind of... The outside of this temple, I can't remember who I took the reference from. But essentially I just pulled up an image online. And pulled up an image of the Temple of Time in game. And I tried to closely resemble it as much as I could. I think where I shine was where this place shines is actually the inside of the temple. This place is actually modeled very heavily on the Ocarina of Time's Temple of Time. The only thing I've really added was like the chandeliers. So obviously the lighting. And then these two side doors. I actually put in two side doors to just because I wanted to be able to you know, come out the side of the building. This was all built several years ago. I'd like to throw a sword, like a maybe not a sword in this room, but like right here where this book is, I'd like to put like a book, kind of making fun of the individual for looking for the sword. Like, ha. You know, looking for the sword. Can't go back in time. Although, it would be nice to go back in time. There's a lot of things I would change. Biggest thing I would change is probably warning my friend about COVID. Warning him about how bad it would have been on him. He didn't make it. So, over here, the grave is going to be the graveyard. I'm going to set up the graveyard for just, you know, people that are very influential, you know, family members, friends. But yeah, one of my friends, Jonathan, he didn't make it from COVID. COVID, he did him in, so very unfortunate, but you know, that's life, I guess. I do think, however, I'm going to make kind of a village over here. Because eventually I'd like to make the Bottom of the Wells temple from Ocarina of Time. Put it in this world. Of course, I would actually, I think canonically the Bottom of the Well is kind of the same temple as the Shadow Temple. Just like a different level that's inaccessible from the Shadow Temple. But I would actually like to add that into this world. And combine the two. So speaking of the Shadow Temple, let's go ahead and take a look at that Shadow Temple real quick. Get some wolves over here. So this is like the entrance room where you're supposed to light all the torches and then the door moves out of the way. This room took me a little bit. Obviously, you know, in game it's a little bit more blocky, you know, a little bit more square. I wanted to make it look like a hollowed out cavern. I think I did pretty well. In game, there would have been a giant pit here, but I didn't feel like trying to mess with that, so I didn't do that. There's also another pit over here. I just made it a water pit, because again, not trying to figure out how I'm supposed to do that. I wish there was a way I could really go and add more decorations into this place. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that. But yeah, nothing too big. Nothing too big in here. It's just mainly the structure of the building, or the structure of the temple itself that I've got done. I'm not great at decorating, so maybe one day I'll do it. It's a good possibility, though. It ain't gonna happen. Let's come down to the first section where the BMOS is. And you got a room full of re-deads in this room. And then this is the first scythe room. The first scythe room that drops down into the boat room. A little bit ways of it down. A little bit ways down. We're not gonna go there. Then we got this hallway. You know, in game, I don't think it comes down as a slant. I think the first two come down as a slant, but then it's supposed to like really drop off here. We just put some stairs in to make it easily traversed. This room took me absolutely forever. Absolutely forever. I think this room itself took me probably, want to say like 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. It took me entirely too long. I don't know why it looks like there's daylight over here. That don't make any sense. Here's the second scythe room right here. Again, nothing too big, nothing too big. But yeah, this is another room where, you know, it's going to be like a bottomless pit. Decided to just fill it with water. I just wanted to make it look real nice in here, honestly. And I could have done a pit. Could have done a pit. But didn't really feel like messing with that. This is the pulverizer room. Yeah, these are just chandeliers now. But this, I think this room turned out pretty nice, pretty nice. I just wanted to show this world off just because, you know, I've been working in it for some time. I just never showed it off. I mean, but I do believe this world is pretty snazzy, so I'd like to show it off more often. You know, there's a few YouTubers that definitely have, you know, better construction than me. I think there's quite a few that can decorate a lot better than me. Obviously, there's one YouTuber, I think his name's Wax Fraud. That dude is absolutely amazing at decorating his stuff. Like that guy, he's got some skill. I might be able to use some item frames on the wall with you know, maybe Eyes of Ender or something like that, just to signify like the eyes that are supposed to like shoot fire at you. As far as the fans go, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do the fans. Well, we'll figure it out eventually. Excuse me. This is, I think, another re-dead room. And then there would be some more re-deads in here with a couple of treasure chests. Here's the boat room. Probably should have made it darker in here. Probably. But I think I did pretty well on this boat. I think it turned out pretty good. Even the bells ring when you get up on top of it. pretty snazzy. No, this is actually an in-game called the River of Souls. In-game, there's another bottomless pit here, but the river is quite literally, you can see it's like, it looks like a fog, but that's quite literally the souls of everybody that is confined into this temple. I decided to just make this kind of, like, just core this out, make this a, like a cavern type thing. But this is actually going to, this is going to go to, the bottom of the well that I want to build. Not sure what room from the bottom of the well I'm going to hook this up to. Probably the very last level. But, we're going to figure that out when we get there. It's probably going to be several months out, though. I'm not taking on a project this massive again. For a while, I should say. Oh, let's move on to this room. So I used purple glass because in game, these are actually invisible walls in game. I used purple glass just because, like, the eye of truth is purple. I thought it was pretty nifty. Yeah, just another pot room right there. And I'm not done with this one. Actually, this one I'm gonna set up wooden walls on each side with end rods facing outward to signify like spikes coming towards you. Because in this room, you're actually supposed to burn down the walls that are like closing in on you. Excuse me? I just saw a particle. Weird. Well, I guess we're gonna go over here and move on to Bongo Bongo's room. This room took me a good long time. I did cheat a little bit. I actually used an editor to basically duplicate the glass. I wasn't about to lay the whole floor by hand. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. I'm not going to claim that this world's legit. Again, there's some things that are just not legit in this world. But it is what it is. So this is the Bongo Bongo arena. Use slime blocks to make the floor, you know, bouncy. But this is what I'm talking about with that glass. This is supposed to be Bongo Bongo's goo pit. And I just used a ton of glass. Basically what I did was I did one corner of the glass. And then once I did one like fourth of the glass, I copied it and then rotated it around. That way I just didn't have to lay the whole floor by hand, because that would have been absolutely ridiculous. And we are running some command blocks in here as well. Just because this warp would be impossible without one. Now, I know I have a Elytra around here somewhere. I have no clue where it's at. But if I could find that Elytra, I'd be more than happy to tour some more of the place via the air. Unfortunately, I put the Elytra down in a chest somewhere, and my ADHD ass can't find it. So, I guess we're not going to do that. We could always go back to the end and find a new end city to loot. Can't remember if I've already respawned the dragon or not though, so that would be because knowing me, I probably respawned the dragon and just freaking left. Where does this go? Yeah, okay, that goes to the flight tower. So we're gonna go this way. I'd like to try to find my train. I don't know where that's at either. I got one train on this line, and I have absolutely no clue where it's at. So we'll figure that out. I do suspect my train is probably close by to my Nintendo Switch world. So, when we get there, I'm gonna have to go take a look. I'm gonna take a look at. I just want to kind of show off my the entirety of my world. I think it'd just be pretty cool to show off what I've done over the few years. I think I first made this world. I want to say the first time I made this, or I want to say when I made this world, it was probably right after Caves and Cliffs 2. So this is a kind of a transition building. I kind of want to put maybe a house right here, but this is just as a transition building to let the the subway tunnel kind of slope back up to an elevated rail here. I guess it's not really an elevated rail, but the building does kind of go to a bridge. I kind of have a Easter egg up here for those of you who have played Castle Miner Z. By the way, Castle Miner Z was a legendary game. There wasn't a whole lot to do in the game, but it was pretty chill. Me and my friends put a lot of hours into that game. So I'm just gonna get a good close-up on this tower here. But yeah, speaking of which, actually Castle Miner Z is getting ready to release, I want to say it's going to release this year. There's a remake coming out. But yeah, this is the original spawn tower for Castle Miner Z. The idea is that, like in Castle Miner Z, this tower spawns at 0-0 in every world. And that's where I place this tower at in my world, is 0-0. Now, I can't remember what I built this. I want to say that I built this out of like blackstone or okay, polished deep slate. I think it is. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, polished deep slate. I built this out of polished deep slate. In Castle Miner Z, it's actually built out of bedrock. We can't build with bedrock in this game, so instead of building with bedrock, I just built it with the polished deep slate. Helps still give it that like dark look. guess we're gonna go ahead this way. It's been a while since I've actually traveled on the surface here. The last time I think I traveled on the surface here, I want to say, was actually when me and my friends started this world. I say when me and my friends started this world. I kid you not, they came in, they played one day, they left, they never came back. I don't even think I've seen them online since, so I'm like, what the hell? That's okay, I'm gonna fight them later. This looks a little bit more yellow than normal. I don't know why. Yeah, no, the color's different. Color's a lot different. What is going on over here? So yeah, I know the coloring's gonna be off anyway. This is actually my, I made I will say, I want to say I made a custom resource pack. Not really. I mean, kind of, but not really. The only thing I did in this was I took the resource pack and I just modified the color tables in it. So all it is I call it a spring resource pack. All it is the birch trees are like a purple color. All the grass is fairly green. That's pretty much it, you know. The water's a little bit more clear in this pack too as well, but other than that, that's about it. It's nothing too wild. Nothing you couldn't do. But that being said, if anybody is interested in that, I'll post it somewhere. Post it somewhere where people can download it. I have no problem giving it out. Again, it's nothing big. It's just a recolor, but I don't mind sharing it. The other pack I'm using is the Faithful 32X pack, and I didn't modify that pack in any way. It's just Faithful with an extra pack sitting on top of it. Right. Now we gotta scale back down the mountain. That being said, if you're playing Bedrock and you want a texture pack, I would recommend just looking online for a texture pack as opposed to trying to download one from the Xbox or the store or whatever. All right, we're back to our place over here. I used to have mobs on this world, but for a while I actually turned them off. I'm trying to remember if I can even turn off the mob griefing, because I'm sick and tired of creepers blowing up everything. So just turn that off for a little bit, and I forgot to turn it back on. Daggone, I'm tired as hell. What is that? Is that a chicken? No, it is not. There was a wolf over here. Here where the wolf is. Well, I guess we're gonna go and here. I guess we'll go and take the bridge behind my house to the other area over here. I think I'm gonna stream Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 next. I'm debating whether I will stream the remade version or just I might actually end up streaming the old version. I don't know why I'm looking in chest here. But yeah, we just have this path built all the way around this entire place. Even have to go over here. This kind of tunnel right here was actually man-made, or I made it myself. I just kind of built the land up a little bit and poured out the middle of it. I am gonna put a castle over here eventually. That's gonna be a while though, because I've actually never built like a castle town in Minecraft. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that one. Make sure I do it properly. You know, I guess there's no way to do it improperly, but I like to do a little bit of research into my builds before I just go and do something. These bridges did take me some time to build too. Looks like an Enderman has gone hog wild with this ledge over here. It's specifically this ledge too. Why is that? That makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, it literally looks like an Enderman has moved like 7 or 8 blocks over here. It's wild. Alright, let's go over here. I got a cavern here. I was going to use that for mining. Turns out there's not a whole lot of resources in there. It doesn't go down very far. And then my 2 friends that joined the world, they came over here. They came over here and they built. One of them built a house right here. I think it looks pretty snazzy, not gonna lie. And then I had another friend. He built a house up here on this ledge over here. I decided to just kind of build a sloping path up to this house, just to connect it to the world road network. And I didn't do anything too crazy to the outside. I just kind of, extended the patio she had, put a roof on the front doors. Just, spiffed it up a little nice for her out here. As far as the inside goes, I did not touch that. That being said, I'm not 100% sure if they're ever going to show back up. Again, this world is a few years in the making, and a year or 2 in the making. I can't really remember. But, yeah. Day 1 they joined, they came over here, they built some stuff, they left. So, yeah, so this train mod I have actually has rail crossings and they do work. That's pretty nice. But again, I'm not really sure where my train is, so I guess I'm just gonna not take the tunnel and take the path instead. I'm sorry, what is that up there? Oh, it's a bunny. Wait. Yeah, this path requires some terraforming as well to get done. because I was basically taking this from a sheer cliff and just going down. So took me a little bit, but I was able to finally get this path to slope all the way down pretty nicely. I'm gonna probably end up putting a bridge over that way. I'll have to see how it turns out, because I'm trying right now to get a hold of another world that my friend has. And we built it up around pretty much when Minecraft for the 360 came out. Me and my friend built up a world. Oh, look! Got the creeper face Easter egg again. Sweet. But yeah, there's a world that me and my friend have, and we started building on it when Xbox Minecraft pretty much first came out. So it's like a TU2 world, something like that, something crazy. We put a lot of effort into that world, and I'm right now I'm trying to snag that world download from him. I think it'd be pretty nifty if I can get a hold of that. Oh shit! It's the OG wolf. What's going on, my dude? Yeah, I don't have any bones on me. That's a bummer. But yeah, here's my Nintendo Switch world right here. Now, my Nintendo Switch world, basically, all of these buildings exist, and this big dome exists. This doesn't. This is just connecting, you know, my Switch world to this world. And I still gotta use some tools to edit this world. Maybe hop in Creative or something. Just to smooth out the terrain in some areas, because the world editing tool that I used definitely screwed this world up a little bit. So I could use the tool to fix that stuff, make it all nice and everything. It's funny because you know, I think this section right here was actually built by hand. I built this by hand as like an overhang to connect a bunch of pieces. But then I also built a cage around this mountain, which is pretty nifty. I know when I started playing this world on my Switch, this was pretty much my house right here. And the interesting thing about chests, when you edit the world, when you like do like chunk transfers. No, the dried gas, that was obviously recent, but when you do chunk transfers, it will actually transfer most of your items into the chests. So you can see all these goodies I got here, and it comes from the Nintendo Switch world. Yeah, I did. I got a little crazy with some diamond in that world. That was before they nerfed diamond. For a while there on Nintendo Switch, that doesn't look correct. But okay, I guess. That seems a little... that might be on my brother or something. I might have to go question him about that. Makes me question the legitimacy of this too. Although this is very possible. This is very possible. I'm going to say the diamonds are probably real. But this netherite, I have a feeling it's not. Yeah, I also want a little hog wild on coal as well. But yeah, no, the Nintendo's. I don't really know what it was with the Nintendo Switch world when the Caves and Cliffs first came out. Everything is stone. There was hardly, and I'm not going to say there was not any deep slate, because there was deep slate, but there wasn't very much deep slate. Because we can go down to like negative. See, there's deep slate right here, right? But we keep going down, and it's just stone. It's just stone. Which I think is absolutely wild. And I'm not really sure what that was about. I'm guessing when Caves and Cliffs first came out, deep slate just wasn't super normal. I mean, obviously it existed because it showed up in pockets like this. I don't really know what happened there, to be honest. Oh yeah, you know what? Another possibility of the netherite is that could be a combination of a few different possibilities. I'm gonna guess that one of the possibilities could be. Oh yeah, I remember for whatever reason, big chunk of this room right here was coal. I remember a big chunk of it being coal. But yeah, no, diamonds and coal for a while there, and were actually very, very common. You know what? We're gonna go into another, and I'm gonna show you guys something highly illegal in Minecraft. So illegal, in fact. Notch himself may want to come shoot me. Well, I say Notch. Notch doesn't really make games or make Minecraft anymore, you know. But yeah, this room right here is actually a little illegitimate room. I got tired of the weather griefing and everything, so put a stop to it. Like I said, though, most things in this world are legit. There's a few things that are not, though. And that's okay. But another thing that's not legit, and y'all are about to see, is absolutely wild. It's been a few months since I did this, so can't exactly remember how I did this, but okay, that's right. Oh, we're on peaceful right now, so we're good. But yeah, we got nether water again, baby. See, I'm old enough to remember actually terraforming the nether with water and grass and trees. Back when I was younger, that was just something people did. You know, now we're not really allowed to do that anymore. Mojang doesn't want us to do that, so they've taken away water in the nether, but I was able to sneak it in here. I'm pretty happy about that. I guess we're gonna go over to the the Tinker's Construct world. But one potential theory for all that netherite is potentially, since this world is just 3 worlds put together, I wonder if that's all of my netherite for all 3 worlds. That could be a possibility. But even still, that's a lot of netherite, and I really didn't remember having that much. Either way, there's some things in this world that are just not legitimate, so I'm not gonna raise a stink about it. Oh look, there's a lot. Holy crap, there's a lot of pigmen out here. Oh yeah, that blue stuff that you see right there? Part of the Tinker's Construct mod. There's also some yellow stuff as well. It's not gold, it's not gold. There is some gold, but I want to say that's gold. But this is definitely not. This looks like, unless that is gold. You know what, I'm about to go take a look. Because that does look like old texture. You know what? I do believe this is an old texture. Okay. No, that's Ardite ore? It's from Tinker's Construct, okay. Never mind. I'm just crazy. Man, what time is it? It's 11:40. Tired. Alright, this should actually take us to the Tinker's Construct world right here. Unless somebody broke it. I've had some friends in this world, so it could be entirely possible if somebody broke it. But we'll figure it out. Taking a while to load. Okay. Alright, cool. Why does everything look blue? Why is everything blue? Whatever. So this is my Tinker's Construct Forge. Man, everything looks like it has sunlight coming down through it, and I don't like it. Yeah, so yeah, no, this is my Tinker's Construct Forge. What the hell? Dude, what is going on over here? Excuse me? Barrier blocks. What? That's definitely not a barrier block. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. I can't remember what these were supposed to be. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what these were supposed to be. It's been a while since I loaded up this world, so maybe those just didn't get transferred properly. I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, we got some more food. What am I one of my libraries here. Oh. I guess my picture frame didn't teleport either. Not teleport. Move over. I don't know. Well, anyways, I'm tired. Whew. Might I would just keep this video as like a stream or whatever, I guess, but I don't know how long I've been live. I think I've probably only been live for like 30 minutes or so. I've been live for about 50, almost an hour. It's all good. I still haven't found my train. What is going on with that? So yeah, this is just my Tinker's Construct world. Me and my friends, some point, stopped playing that world too, so I just I just merged that world with this one. This world was basically just a museum at this point. So, like, I still consider it my forever world. I guess we're gonna head over this direction and go back to our land dome. Actually, I think one of the next big projects I'd love to do for this world is make an underwater dome. It's been good for a few years since I did that, so I'd like to do that again. Oh, cool. Even better. It's attached to me. That's amazing. I love that. I guess I'm gonna go. I mean, surely I'll find the train eventually, right? Like, oh, you know what? There it is. Okay. Cool. We found the train. Yeah. So this world wasn't very well put together, honestly. Yeah, when I first transferred this world, basically this room looked like this, with the exception of really the torches and the street lamps. It was just or the torches, the whatever the hell these things are called. Basically, all I had scattered around this room was just these torches right there. But yeah, I think I did pretty well on this. Again, I'm not very good at decorating, but eventually I'd like to maybe throw some farms in this tower. Oh yeah, those trailers that those train cars that I'm towing, they're actually full of loot. I want to say they're full of, I want to say deep slate, like cobble deep slate, but I can't really remember too well. But yeah, the entirety of this world is actually tied together with one long track, which I think is pretty nice. Don't run in front of the train, you ding dong. Yep, so these actually work, which I think are pretty. I think it's pretty nice. I'll probably go ahead and park this train back at my house because I did totally forget about the train. I was gonna try to maybe build some tombstones on stream tonight, but I'm pretty tired. I'm not gonna lie. I might just call this one earlier night. me being tired at like 12 in the 12, basically midnight, is a little strange. I'm not gonna lie, but I have been getting up at like 6 in the morning, so maybe. Hopefully we won't stay on that 6 in the morning bullshit for long though, because I am not a fan of that shit. Not one bit. I absolutely despise getting up at 6 in the morning. Alright, here's my fuel refinery. But yeah, this room right here is actually the first room I started out in. I just literally when me and my friends started this world, I don't know how many years ago, I literally came over to this hillside. I had built like a 1x2 wooden bridge over here. Came over to this hillside and just like mined out a room. And then I just kept mining. And then I made it look all natural. I got some you know, vines and sea pickles, and I made this room spiffy. Yeah, originally I was gonna try to do just like a underground base, and then yeah, that didn't last long because I went from my underground base to like eventually like, oh, I want a room for my storage, right? I was like, yeah, whatever, I could just do it like a storage room, and then I mined over this way, and I was like, well, I could use a villager trading hall, and I got that done. Then I mined over this way, and I was like, you know what? We need a room for our nether portal. So I made that. And I was like, oh, well, we could totally put a another grotto right here, because it was pretty well already mined out from it just being naturally like that. So I'll put my sniffers in here. Then eventually I got to this room and I was like, I don't really know what I'm going to put in this room. Built another grotto. This is mainly for my frogs. And I was like, well, shit, I probably need another storage room, right? So I built that. And then by the time I got over here, I was actually already back above the ground. So I had built me a big old field full of like just different types of food, right? Well, then I got tired of you know, zombies being in my fields, phantoms flying around, creepers being assholes, and I built this giant dome, this just giant like cavern. And so, yeah, I converted the entirety of this above ground farm into a below ground farm. Then I decided to put in a library. This is my world map. This one took ages to fill out. And then when I brought in all my worlds from the different maps, I had to update a bunch of areas. So this area right here is kind of our main area. Then we got spawn over here. This is where our castle town is going to be. I need to update this map again. We got our Nintendo Switch world right here, which feeds into our Tinker's Construct world right there. But yeah, this little speck over here is our Mushroom Island. And I brought some mushrooms back from that island. And it took quite a long time to get them over here. But yeah, eventually decided that, you know, after I, you know, encased our fields over here and built up the land on top of it, I decided I wanted to build up and get our, you know, get an actual house up here, right? So my original mine was actually this direction, and just go down, and, you know, mine the resources and whatnot. I still haven't built this room yet, but eventually this is going to be a doorbell room. Eventually. I got my fish tank right here. Most of my fish have died. I don't really know what killed them, but they were in there until they weren't, so they're no longer in there, unfortunately. It's just a bunch of rooms, really, and they're all really empty. I don't know, I built a pretty nifty fireplace right here, though. Yeah, I don't know. We need to, you know, continue to, you know, build on this world. I don't really know what I'm going to build next. I have a feeling, though, I'm probably going to go over to that graveyard soon, though. Because I would love to build a memorial for my friend who passed away a couple years ago. This fence idea is an idea that I've used, honestly, since... I want to say since like the beta days. I think I want to say whenever these redstone lamps came out, whenever that was, I want to still say the redstone lamps were in the beta phase. Not, I know they weren't in alpha, but I think they were in the beta phase. What I used to do was I used to just like build like a, you know, a block perimeter around the house. I can't remember if they were beta or not. It doesn't really matter. Point being, I used to have like a, you know, I'd put down my barrier around my house. Then I would put redstone lamps on top, and then half slabs, and then I would put like an iron fence around it. See, back in the day, though, you could just climb right over that. Now it actually operates as a fence, though, which is pretty nice. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this world, though. You know, there's some more things in this world, but you know, I'm not gonna go, you know, digging around where my friends, you know, bases are and everything, but I don't need to be showing off all my friends' bases. You know, they want to show them, they can show them, but just mainly wanted to show this off, you know, show off the things I did. I'm very proud of this world, even though not everything's legit. I'm still very proud of this world. I'll say this: this world is probably about 90% legit, maybe 95. Like most things in this world are legit, but or at least most things that I know of. My brother could have very much just said to hell with it, and you know, just made a bunch of stuff illegitimate. Who knows? You gotta trust people, I guess. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up stream for tonight because I'm very tired. like to probably just go to bed. I'd like to. My sleep schedule's entirely messed up now because of that CDL school that I've been going to. They can only accommodate me during the daytime, right? So they only have day classes, unfortunately. So I gotta get there like ass o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. And I guess gotta be there by 7 a.m., which way too early for me. Way too early for my ass. So now I'm on that schedule. I've been on that schedule for like a week and a half now. And I just don't get any sleep right now. I think I went to bed at like 12 or 1 last night. And I think when I got up this morning, I kid you not, probably like 10 a.m. And I was just so mad because I could not go back to bed. It's all good though. All good. I think I'll set up some games for us to play on stream tomorrow. I may try to play some Tony Hawk Pro Skater of all things. So we'll have to see how that goes. But other than that, guys, make sure to like, subscribe. Have a great day. Have a fantastic day. Yep. Peace, guys.